These things work.
All right, that's good. I'm happy that you're happy. All right, welcome to the Practical Pistol Show. My name is Ben Steger, here to answer your shooting questions today. Angry Matt from Super Tactical.
What's up, Internet?
Hello, Internet. Like, you sound all humble now that your unplanned targets money is, come and gone. All right. Hopkins from HopkinsShooting.com. And
Hi,
Candace from...
Cool intro here.
Oh, that's where you're going to splice it in, isn't it? I love it. All right, today we're discussing something interesting, I think. A good friend of our show, Mr. Nick Antola, has made a little proposition. And he teed it up on the duty forum. Candace, I'm sure you can throw this link up in the show notes so people can have a read. He thinks it's a good thing to discuss. Should there be a super squad sort of thing going on at matches other than nationals? So if you don't know what super squad is, that's totally cool. At nationals, the top shooters in each division are grouped on the same squad. That's called the super squad. I think it's a little weird how they pick that squad, but it's going to be the guys that are most likely to win the match, and it's very unusual that somebody not on the super squad will win a national level match. The proposal here, at least the idea for discussion, is let's put the guys likely to win smaller matches. So we're talking your section matches, your area matches. Let's put those guys onto a super squad. So they're all going to shoot in the same weather conditions. They're going to watch the rest of the group, make sure there's no sort of shenanigans going on. And the idea is that this will be the most level possible playing field because they're all going to shoot each stage in the same conditions as each other. Hopkins, you're a super squad guy now. What do you think?
Ideally, yeah, that would be the best way to do it, even at any level, honestly.
That's the best way to do it. Even at a club match. That's it.
I mean, honestly, if this is all about competition and stuff, yeah, honestly, that would be the best way to do it. I can't think of a better way to have the people that you're shooting against have the same conditions and be able to watch them than anything else.
Okay.
Do I think it is logistically possible? Absolutely not.
Damn you and your realities.
Why do you need to watch them, Matt?
Because some people are not as ethical as I am.
Some?
So you need to watch them because the range officials won't watch them?
Because some
Matt can
people...
say shit that range officials won't.
Yeah, exactly.
Put it that way.
And I can get told to not say stuff also by those same range officials.
Wow, that's...
But do I think this would work at like a state match? No, because some dudes have like work responsibilities and real life situations that get in the way of what days they can shoot and stuff.
But that's not a problem at nationals, though.
Jesus Christ, Candace, let Angry Matt talk.
What? No.
Angry
I pretty much agree with Matt. I guess it's a good idea, but it's probably not going to work for most people. I would think. I don't know. It doesn't really matter to me. Not that.
Let me ask you this: if you're in a tight match, so let's say it's some guy that you're pretty evenly matched with. Do you feel like it is a legitimate match if you're shooting? Let's say you shoot Saturday, he shoots Sunday or something. You shoot stages in different orders, maybe slightly different weather conditions, whatever. Is it a legitimate result to shoot under those circumstances, or is it illegitimate, and then the only way to get a legit match is to shoot together?
No, it's legit. Of course it's legit.
What do you mean, of course it's legit?
I mean, aside from the horrible downpour thing, which I guess you can't just avoid sometimes.
You can call the match director.
We talked about that. Which Candace, by the way, thinks that's a real douchey move. A guy called me about that podcast today, and he's like, man, if that ever happened to me in a match, if I was like, I go and I shoot for 12 hours in the rain, I'm sitting in a restaurant, and some guy walks down, he's like, yeah, I just changed schedules, I'm going to shoot tomorrow. I'd be like, holy shit, you can do that? That's so funny. It was funny. Anyway, yeah, so aside from the downpour thing, you say legit.
I mean, yeah, the stage. How aside from horrible rain, right? I mean, how much different could the weather conditions really be? I guess aside from frostproof, where the sun's in your face for half the day.
How about shooting in the morning versus shooting in the afternoon?
The stages are the same. The targets are in the same spot. I don't think it matters.
I agree with Matt.
All right, Candace, what do you think? You want to get super
Well,
squatted?
Well, I'll take the contrarian view on that. That what about egalitarianism in the sport?
I don't know what that means.
What about it?
Maybe
Define that.
You've got
You know,
Candace,
should it-
you're on a podcast with a bunch of GMs.
oh
We don't
right.
give a fuck.
Yeah, but think about the little people. Holy shit, that chair. Okay.
What about
Okay.
the little people, Candace? Talk to us about the little people and egalitarianism.
Okay, well,
I don't understand that word.
what is the reason? Why would the people in contention need to squad with each other, except that they're a bunch of cheaters or something, like Matt says they are?
I don't think anyone's saying that that's a need. I think the
Okay.
argument is
It would
this
be better?
better for the reasons of shooting under the same conditions and eyeballing possible cheaters, and maybe I don't know. There certainly wouldn't be a whole lot of secrets in terms of stage strategy, which could be.
That could be
Isn't that part of the game? I don't know.
huge, though.
I don't know. What do you think, Candace? So
I
you're
think
taking the
not-
contrarian view.
I think not allowing people to choose where they squad could be pretty annoying.
Yeah, I
I
know.
think a lot of people wouldn't play if they couldn't choose their own squad. I mean, are you going to extend it all the way down to like who could win A class? Or
I'm not going to do shit. I'm going to do a fucking podcast about it. But what do you like?
Yeah, well, but-
I don't. You're,
But we're expressing our preferences, and
well, no, you're what is the contrarian view? Like, what do you?
the
disagree
contrarian
with?
view is that it's bad. It's bad for the sport. It's too complicated.
Well, that's what Matt said.
It's elitist. Yeah.
Well, I don't think Matt said that.
No,
But
he did
what's
not say
elitist-
that.
What's elitist about it?
How do you know who's going to win the match?
Because you follow the sport and you're pretty
And is
good at handicapping stuff.
Well, and is the match only for the people that could win it?
No, the match is maybe a championship is a championship. So we're not talking about your club match. I don't
So,
think.
like,
Maybe we're
I
talking
thought we
about your
were.
club
I
match.
thought we
No, I
were.
don't
I
think
thought
we
we
are.
were.
Maybe.
I thought we were extending it all the way down.
Well, the
This proposal's for
proposal
level 2 and
level
higher.
2 and up. Is
So-
what placed in the thread.
Are we gonna just like for a state match where they only give the only people that can win it are the people like from that state? Are we going to
I don't know, Candace.
only put people from that state in a squad? It's just
Well,
complicated.
I get it. So so you're kind of saying the same thing Matt said.
Yeah, except I think it's a little bit worse for the sport
Why?
because that it sets those people who could win apart from everyone else.
Yeah, so does the two-letter classification. Is that bad for the sport?
Is what bad for the sport? The two-letter
Setting
classification
the people apart that could win.
in their own special squad? I think in general, if it's not at nationals, yeah, it would be.
Whoa, that's interesting. So it's fine at nationals, but other
Well, that's a
places-
tradition. That's a tradition at nationals. It's like a special match. You can
Maybe
expect that.
it's a stupid tradition.
Maybe it is, but
Well, so why is it okay at nationals and not other places?
because people accept it there,
Is
Well,
the
I-
they'll go anyway.
Well, maybe people would accept it at area matches if people
Maybe they
accepted
would.
it
Somebody could try it.
If they accepted it
main
there, would
reasons
that
like that at nationals because of competitive equity, or is it because it's easier for
I think it's easier for the
videotape it?
yeah to videotape it.
I've heard. I don't know about
I
that.
think it's
I've heard.
competitor equity.
Yeah.
Based on sort of my experience on the Super Squad, my feeling is that it's more competitive equity, and it's something. I'll be honest. I think if you polled the top guys they would probably like the Super Squad concept.
Oh, I'm sure they would.
Well, why are you so sure they would, Candace?
Because
What the fuck do you think goes on there?
doesn't it sound cool to be on the Super Squad?
No, it's kind of a pain in the ass in a lot of respects.
Yeah, but you guys seem to like shooting the same stage plans and having your own little match, basically, right? That it's
No,
it's
other people
just
get
for you
to shoot
guys.
it. Other people get to shoot it too, Candace.
On the Super Squad, they do.
Not on the
that's
Super
fine.
Squad. It's the same
Exactly.
match where you're shooting it on a squad together. It's not your own match. It's the same match that other people shoot.
I don't see how you can argue the Super Squad is the exact same match.
Well, this is interesting. So this
Are
sort
the
of seems
targets
to
different for the
so
Super-
if everybody shoots on
Hey,
a squad.
maybe.
Hold on, Candace. So if everybody shoots on the same squad together, it becomes its own little match.
In some ways, it does because those are the people who you
Well,
get to see actually run it,
okay.
run the stage right
This,
before you.
wouldn't this sort of undercut your point that it would be not like bad for the sport? So I mean, maybe at a lot of matches it would make sense if it's our own little match. If we're all squatted together, at a level 2 match, like wouldn't you want to be shooting the same little match as the people you're competing against? Isn't that kind of the whole fucking point?
I'd probably rather shoot with my friends or people that I just want to see shoot or something like that.
All right. Do you think it'd be bad for the sport to be shooting in the same little match as other people that you're competing with?
Yeah, I do.
Why is it bad for the sport?
Because, like I said, it seems to set a precedent of some people being set apart from everyone else.
Okay.
If you want to do that, I say you squad with those people that you...
Candace, maybe this is fucked up, but I feel like you're starting with the conclusion that this is bad for the sport and then working backward. All right. Let's go berate somebody else. Angry Matt. So, do you like the idea generally?
I guess in a perfect world where this is a pro sport and people are getting lots and lots of money and you can arrange it ahead of time, then I guess it would be better. The difference is, I guess, you don't always know, who at a particular match is going to be on the Super Squad.
No.
Although I guess that's not really true. I guess you do. So.
Well, Hopkins,
Yeah.
unmute yourself for a second. There you go. So,
Yeah.
let's talk about the practical side of this. At an area match, is this this is practical? I know you've already said it isn't. Well, why isn't it?
Can you imagine trying to get 10 dudes in each division? All right, so let's do the 3 divisions that matter: limited, open, and production.
Okay.
Others, you probably couldn't fill a squad with all of them combined.
Damn.
No, can you imagine trying to get the 10 dudes for each class, and then the 10 dudes that are going over all the same squad?
Let's start. The people likely to win the match. Let's start there, and then we'll address the class thing later. Okay. So let's say whoever the top 10 in an area match. Let's say maybe you have 10 GMs.
Yeah.
Like the 10 GMs you like the best for winning the match. Getting all of them on the same squad. What do you think about that?
And to shoot the same schedule, I think it's going to be
Well,
impossible.
yeah, because they're on the same squad.
I don't think there's no way it's going to happen. Some dude's going to be like, well, I got to work till 5 o'clock. I'm not going to be able to actually travel the day before and get there in time to look at the
Well,
stages.
screw him, right? He doesn't belong at that match then.
Well, then he can't go to the match then, right?
Well, wait,
Then we're going to limit people, and then we're going to have
Well, that's just
matches
too
where
bad.
there's only 2 dudes that show up that instead of the 10 that would go there over 3 days, right?
Yeah, I mean, it'd be like, so if it comes down hard like that, where it's like either you shoot like Sunday all day at this area match or something,
Or you don't shoot.
or you don't shoot. Like there'd be like a lot of matches if I got an email like that, I'd be like, well, go fuck yourself. I can't be there that day. Like,
Yeah.
what do you want me to do? I can't do it, man.
Yeah.
So it'd probably cut down on attendance. Like for practical reasons, this is crazy.
Well, you got dudes coming in from probably different states. How are you going to coordinate they're all going to be there on that day?
Probably email would be my guess.
That's probably a good choice.
No, they'll send in
It's
their
a little-
application,
it's a-
and you'll tell them when to show up, right?
Email's a little bit passe.
Well, let's get real here. So at any level 2 match, there's going to be like 1 or 2 GMs and like 5 master guys and like however many A-class guys. So half those A-class guys are going to get cut out of the super squad, and somebody's going to be butthurt. So how do you determine how to divide that up?
Wait, who?
That's the real question, right?
Wait,
Past
you?
performance.
Yeah, you did. How do you determine who gets on the super squad? There's always butthurt about that.
I'm sure it's just as transparent as the classification system.
No, it's far,
how
it's
they
far
come out
less. No,
Tie-in
it's not.
factors.
There's no transparency at all. Like, I don't know how they pick it, and there's no like written system anymore.
I've heard them adding people day one of the nationals, taking them from a squad and putting them on the super squad.
Wow, it's like level up.
Yeah,
You
exactly.
become Super Mario.
I don't know if that would. I don't know if that would feel
And-
awesome or feel terrifying.
Well, you know what the sad thing is? And there's
Tell
no
them go to hell, right?
there's no transparency to it. We're not really sure how they do it. They make changes at the last minute, and generally they do a pretty good job.
Whoa.
Like
We're
for
not
the
here to
most
talk
part.
about the USPSA doing a good job, buddy.
I mean, like if you look at most super squads, most of the time you'd be like, yeah, like 80% of these guys for sure are here, like, and 20% maybe they're on the bubble. We could swap them for some other guy. It's very unusual that there's a fuck up, like a big fuck up in picking the super squad. At least in my opinion. You agree with that, Matt?
Yeah, I agree.
I'm
If
sorry.
you look at past
Hopkins.
nationals,
Yeah, if you look at past
turned out
nationals,
that way.
yeah, generally speaking, they do a pretty damn good job picking, who should be on and who shouldn't. And I'll say I have no idea how they do it. I mean,
I don't want to put words in someone's mouth, but it's pretty much one dude saying these guys are going to be on it. This is how they've done all year. I mean, that's what makes sense, right?
I mean, if you have the right guy who pays attention to the sport, I suppose it makes good sense.
This is a really dumb question, I know. Anyway, but how many dudes are on the National Super Squad?
It changes every year.
Depends on the match. If
Well,
every
I don't
squad
know.
is 15,
Candace,
they're gonna have
how many
15
people
dudes
are
on
on?
it.
How many
If
people?
If every squad is 10, they're going to have 10 on it.
How many people are on a squad at your section match?
Depends, but why would
Well,
it be different
exactly.
at Nationals? Why wouldn't it just be the same all the time at Nationals, like the top, I don't know, 12 dudes or something?
They don't do it that way. It's however many. It's whatever they work into the squad matrix. Like however big the squads are going to be for the match, then it's that big.
All right,
Yeah, that you.
just wanted to know.
Yeah, you nailed it. That was a dumb question.
Awesome.
All right,
Mission accomplished.
Angry Matt. Let's wrap this up. So, if as long as I'm not putting words in your mouth, you sort of find the idea attractive, but it's impractical as fuck.
Yeah, pretty much. I mean, I think it would be cool maybe for a couple matches to, kind of advertise as being like I don't know, some sort of, well, I guess an area match would be that area championship match, and you stick all the GMs together, and I guess you can't stick all the A guys together unless you have 80-person squads, so I don't know. It's an alright idea, but it'll never happen. That's what I'll say.
Hopkins, I'm going to say you're probably lockstep with that.
I totally agree with that.
Candace, it's elitist and you don't
Yeah,
you don't
I
like
don't.
it.
I honestly
It
don't
doesn't-
really care. It doesn't affect me.
You've got to do what feels right.
No, I just don't really care in the end. I want to pick who I squad with. Even if I was going to be on the super squad, I'd probably still rather shoot with my friends. But then again, I've not been on the super squad, so I don't know.
Yeah, it's all right.
If they invited you to it, you'd be like, later, bitches.
Yeah,
Maybe I can't speak to it. It's not happened yet.
I mean, as long as I think for me, as long as you feel like, and I do, I think match results are legitimate, even if people shoot like different days and stuff. So I don't think super squads are necessary, and they're crazy impractical most of the time, except of course for nationals where they're like, yeah, go fuck yourself, you're going on this squad and that's it. Like for me, I don't get a choice. Some guys on the bubble, I've heard they get choices, but I don't know. If the result is legitimate when you're not squatted together, then I mean, it's not worth it. It's not worth the effort to try and put everybody together because it creates a nightmare. And I'm with Candace. I like shooting with my bros. I really do. I think it's a big part of the fun. And thankfully, Matt Hopkins, I'm so happy you're on the Super Squad now because now I get to be on the Super Squad and shoot with my bros.
Yeah.
Get the best of everything. It's fucking awesome. Okay, question time. Hopkins, I feel like you're going to hit this one out of the park.
Right.
What should the zero of my competition pistol be? Should I adjust my sights to the true ransom? I don't know why the ransom rest is the true point of impact. In which case, I need to train myself to shoot to the same point of impact. Or should I adjust my sights so that my point of aim is the same as point of impact with my current grip? My sights were zeroed from the bench to remove as much human factor as possible, but I noticed I was missing some distant or small steel poppers or headshots, always to the left by the same amount. While shooting 50-foot groups for accuracy at the range, concentrating on good fundamentals like consistent grip and good trigger control, I've noticed that my point of impact was definitely 4 to 6 inches left of my point of aim. Do I adjust the sights to match how I shoot, or do I adjust how I shoot to match the sights? Thanks.
So there's like 4 questions in there, right?
Yeah, I don't understand much of it. What do you think about any of it?
Let's start with where should you zero your gun? 18 yards, right?
Obviously.
That's what I thought you were going to say. Like 18 yards,
That's what I
go
was
fuck
saying.
yourself. That's it.
Perfect.
Ransom rest or how you shoot it. You're not going to be shooting a match with the ransom rest, so you should definitely shoot it or sight it in by how you're shooting, right? And if he's consistently shooting to the left, he's probably yanking the trigger like crazy.
that's the usual guess, right?
If you can do it consistent, I don't know. I mean, takes some skill, I guess, right?
That's pretty cool, actually.
To be doing it that consistently, you'd be surprised how common that is. There are guys who can very consistently put them just a little bit left. It's like, well done, sir.
Time, no problem.
What's that?
Like all the time, no problem.
Yeah. Well, as like the way you can tell that they're pushing left is when you have them go faster, it starts getting real bad.
Okay.
So.
Could this be how he's looking at the sights also?
Well, it could be like I'll be honest. I don't like zeroing off a bench. Like if you want to shoot off a bench, that's fine. But I like to zero the gun, shooting it out of my hands, because I mean if it is having any impact on, how I'm looking at the sights or something, like I really feel like the bench interferes with me. So I like to zero the gun standing. And I can't shoot as good of a group, I suppose, but I don't really care because I don't have the bench in the way. So I think he should zero it how he's shooting. I think he should learn to shoot so he's not hitting left. And I don't give a shit about the ransom rest. Matt, what do you think?
I just don't know how it could be that far off between being benched, or I guess being on a rest, and then being 6 inches left while...
At 50
Really?
yards, man.
50 feet.
Oh,
50
feet?
50 feet.
Wait,
Oh,
So-
shit.
wait,
50 feet!
wait a
Holy
second.
crap, I didn't read it right.
Matt, hold on. So the guy shoots it out of a ransom rest, and then it hits 6 inches to the left when he shoots it out of his hands. Do you need me to draw you a diagram to how this is happening?
Well,
I'm pretty sure such a diagram exists.
I mean, if he's shooting like a super good group, 6 inches left while standing every single time, then just he's doing it right. It just the sights are off, right? I mean, I don't give a
It's like
I don't
a
give a shit what my gun
half-inch
does off a
group, right?
off a rest, because I don't think I've ever shot off a rest.
I think he's asking a question is, does he suck at shooting? Does
I
he
think
need
he's
like
asking
a...
if it's
I
fucking
do not think
screwdriver
he's
out.
asking that.
Get the
Yeah, but I
screwdriver
mean-
out. That's like 24 clicks to the
I mean,
right.
isn't the
Yeah.
question he needs a better shooter to tell him if he's like pulling it or something? I'm
No,
not sure that ransom rest is that better shooter.
No, I think this guy has a lot of variables introduced into this, and he's fucking pushing the gun left and trying to rationalize how this is happening and how this, whatever. Like, it is very likely that he's pushing the gun that way. What do you think, Hoppy?
I think that's true. I think he needs to learn how to pull the trigger without pulling it to the left consistently.
That would be definitely helpful. All right, Candace, anything else? You don't dig on the $400 ransom rest, you say?
No, I'm
typed
not.
in the chat. It's $400.
That's why I said that's why you should care about it, because it's $400.
Oh, that's why I should
Question,
care.
why should you care? Yeah, versus
this
like
dude-
a free bench.
He
Oh.
needs to spend the $400 and sell that and take a class.
No.
From Matt Hopkins.
There's no way.
No,
There's
I don't
no.
think that much.
There's there's no way you're going to buy a ransom rest for $400 and then flip it for $400 because
Well-
nobody wants that shit. Not USPSA guys anyway. Angry Matt, anything else to add to this?
Take one of these, you
that
put
a
it in
screw-
the back, and you turn it 24 clicks to the right.
24 clicks.
Problem solved.
Yeah.
24 or until it stops, I guess, whichever comes first.
If you're listening to the audio rip and you're not watching the YouTube version, Angry Matt just held up a dildo, and I'm
I
not
think
sure.
I thought it was a shank.
It was a Phillips head dildo.
Hey, we don't judge too much.
All right. Great show, guys. I thought it was a lot of fun. If you want to hit up Candace, get her on the YouTube channel. She loves to answer your questions and comments. Hopkins is at hopkinsshooting.com. Angry Matt is at super-tactical.com. And I'm at benstagger.com. So thank you very much.